Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ. In this video, I will bring to you the current affairs of 6th of September in English. Let's start the video. Union Cabinet has approved 7 schemes, not 1, not 2, but 7 schemes to improve the farmers' lives and increase their incomes, and total money that will be spent on these 7 schemes is 14,235 crore rupees. Now, what you need to tell me is which of the following is not one of those schemes. So a very difficult question. Basically, there is a what is difficult about this question is that there is no specific name for these 7 schemes. It is just the purpose, the objective, right? So there is a scheme for crop science, for food and nutritional security. Then there is one for sustainable livestock health and production. There is also a scheme for strengthening agriculture, education, management, and social science. None whatsoever. Option B is not a component of that. So the better way to put it is like there is an umbrella scheme and there are certain objectives which they are trying to achieve. Which of the following is not one of those objectives? That is how I would put it. So digital agriculture mission I have already covered in the previous video. So total outlay will be 2817 crore. There will be AgriStack and there will be Krishi decision support system. In the Krishi decision support system, there will be use of satellite technology and agriculture data driven decisions will be made. And every farmer will be given a unique ID as a part of AgriStack. Digital database will be created. And also we will have the soil profile, digital yield modeling, crop estimation. We will do the digital crop survey. All these things are there. This we have already seen in detail. Now, then we have crop science for food and nutritional security. So total outlay will be 3979 crore and it will prepare the farmers for climate resilience and provide for food security by 2047, which is which is the 100th year of India's independence. And it has these pillars: research and education, plant genetic resource management, genetic improvement for food and fodder crop, pulse and oilseed crop improvement, improvement of commercial crops, research on insects, microbes and pollinators, all of these things. Then we have strengthening agriculture education, management and social sciences. 2291 crore is the outlay for the same. It will prepare agriculture students and researchers for current challenges. By the way, which is the best agriculture college in India according to NIRF ranking? It is Indian Agriculture Research Institute, also known as Pusa Institute, New Delhi. And it comprises the following. So it comprises, under Indian Council of Agriculture Research, modernizing agriculture research and education in line with the new education policy, use of latest technology in agriculture, and it includes also natural farming and climate resilience. Then we have sustainable livestock health and production. As the name says, livestock health, cattle health, vaccination, etc. So total 17.2 crore will be spent. It aims to increase the farmers' income from livestock and dairy. So animal health management and veterinary education, dairy production and technology development, animal genetic resource management, production and improvement, animal nutrition and small ruminant production and development, all of these things. Then we have sustainable development of horticulture. Horticulture is essentially fruits and vegetables. So total outlay will be 1129 crore. And again, farmers' income will be increased from horticulture plants. So vegetables, floriculture. Floriculture means growing of flowers and mushroom crops. Plantation, spices, medicinal and aromatic plants. Root, tuber, bulbous and arid crops. Tropical, subtropical and temperate horticulture crops. The production of all of these we want to increase. Then we have strengthening of the Krishi Vigyan Kendra, right? And total outlay is 1202 crore. And then finally we have natural resources management. Total outlay is 1115 crore. So these are essentially the 7 schemes. 7 schemes, or you can say 7 objective-based schemes which have been launched recently by the government of India. Is that absolutely clear? So do remember this, right? So let us move on. As per the recent information, Universal Service Obligation Fund. Now, you know that Universal Service Obligation Fund was created under the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885. But now it has been renamed as what? According to Section 24(1) of the Telecom Act of 2024. Basically, the new name for this will be Digital Bharat Nidhi. Digital Bharat Nidhi. So essentially, Telecom Act is of 2023, but Telecom rules are of 2024. That is why it is written Telecom Act 2024. Technically, the Act is 2023, but we have the new Telecom rules based on that Act 2024. Now look, Universal Service Obligation Fund, what was the job of Universal Service Obligation Fund? It is to expand the telecom sector, broadband in the villages, for example, right? That was the job. And now it is called Digital Bharat Nidhi. Digital Bharat Nidhi. This is the new name. And when was Universal Service Obligation Fund created? It was created in 2004. 2004. And where did the money come in Universal Service Obligation Fund? Well, the money came from, so the telecom companies of India, they contributed 5% of their adjusted gross revenue to the Universal Service Obligation Fund. And this was a fund under the Ministry of Communication. This was a fund under the Ministry of Communication. Is that clear? So do remember that Universal Service Obligation Fund is now Digital Bharat Nidhi. Can you tell me any other organization in India where the name has been changed or it has been replaced? So Science and Engineering Research Board. Science and Engineering Research Board under the Ministry of Science and Technology. It is now called Anusandhan Research Foundation. Anusandhan National Research Foundation. As per the ANRF Act of 2023. Science and Engineering Research Board is now ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation. As per the recently released World Bank's latest India Development Update, India's trade opportunities in a changing global context. India's growth forecast has been raised for the current financial year to what percent? Now earlier, World Bank was saying that we will grow at 6.6%, but World Bank has increased the update, the upgrade. They have upgraded the GDP forecast to 7%. To 7%, right? So what does the World Bank say? Now you can see here what the World Bank says. So here you can see for financial year 25, the forecast is 7%, right? Can you appreciate here 7%? And this is the GDP forecast, 7%. Now agriculture growth will be 4.1%, industry growth 7.6%, services will be 7.4%. Inflation, we will be comfortable with 4.5%, right? And current, then you have some other data which is not very important, frankly, from exam point of view. Is that clear? In fact, World Bank has also projected India's GDP growth for the financial year 26 and financial year 27. So you can see it is 6.7% for both financial year 26 and financial year 27. Even 6.7 is very good, because among the major economies, we will remain the fastest growing economy. So we will remain the fastest growing major economy, right? And in the financial year 24, our growth as per the government of India was 8.2%. It was 8.2%. So this was what was said by the government of India. Government of India. In fact, under the World Bank, we have IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Now it has issued worth $225 million Amazon Reforestation Linked Outcome Bonds. It is a 9-year bond. Amazon Reforestation Linked Outcome Bond. Understood? It has been launched. And UP government, they are having a project worth 4,000 crore. That is agriculture business and entrepreneurship project to help the rural income. And that will be funded by the World Bank. Out of 4,000 crore, bulk of the money will be given by the World Bank. So that project will be funded by the World Bank. And then of course, World Bank gave a report, World Development Report, where it talked about the middle income trap. It talked about the middle income trap. Government has banned 156 FDC drugs. What is FDC? Fixed drug, fixed dose combination of drugs. FDC is fixed dose combination, including chest and cold and Foracet, etc., used for cold, fever and pain respectively. In FDC drugs, what does FDC stand for? So it is fixed dose combination. What is the meaning of this? See, the problem is that people take unnecessary drugs. For example, let me give you a practical example, right? If you are using Combiflam, you are using a drug called Combiflam. Now Combiflam is like one of the most commonly used drugs, right? And it is a mixture of two drugs, ibuprofen and paracetamol. Now paracetamol is mainly used for fever, right? It is also used for pain. It is analgesic also, but mainly it is used for fever, and it is antipyretic. Antipyretic means reduces fever, and analgesic means reduces pain. Ibuprofen is painkiller, right? Now let's say you are playing some sport and you fall down or there is some pain. Now why do you need to take Combiflam? Why do you need the salt paracetamol? You only need ibuprofen. The problem is that in India, people take so many drug combinations where it is not even required. So the fixed dose combination, they have combination of drugs, right? They have more than one active ingredient all together put in one capsule or one pill, etc. Now, fixed dose combinations are meant for those patients who need to take multiple medicines regularly. So, for example, if you have to take ibuprofen also for pain and paracetamol for fever, it is better you take Combiflam because instead of two medicine, you take just one. But the problem is that the patient ends up taking a drug that he does not even need. So 156 fixed dose combinations have been banned, banned by the government of India because people were taking them irrationally. In fact, antibiotic, lot of antibiotic combination people are taking. An antibiotic, if you take unnecessarily, it causes antibiotic resistance, right? So all of this is a major problem. Now, talking of medicines, let me also remind you that India has opened its first Jan Aushadhi Kendra abroad, where in Mauritius. Are we developing any island in Mauritius? Yes, it is called Agalega. We are developing Agalega Island in Mauritius, and we are supporting Mauritius in its dispute over Chagos Islands with Britain. So we are supporting Mauritius over Britain. Let us move on now. President of India has launched new flag and insignia of Supreme Court of India to mark its 75th year. Supreme Court's new flag is designed by whom? Now you can see this is the new flag of the Supreme Court. It has the Ashok Chakra, it has the Supreme Court building, it has the Ashok Chakra, and it has the Constitution of India open book at the bottom. Supreme Court of India was set up on 26th of January 1950. 26th of January 1950, right? And we are very close to 26th of January 2025, and therefore we are very close to celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Supreme Court. So the color of the flag is blue, and there is a sentence also written at the bottom in Sanskrit called Yatho Dharmastato Jaya, which means where there is dharma, there is victory. There is victory. So it is taken from Mahabharata, right? And it is mentioned 13 times in Mahabharata. This word Yatho Dharmastato Jaya. So this is taken basically from the Mahabharata. Yato Dharmastato Jaya. And Supreme Court of India was set up when? So Supreme Court of India was set up on 26th of January 1950, which is also the day that we became a republic. The Supreme Court's new flag and insignia symbolize justice and democracy, and it has been designed by NIFT Delhi, that is National Institute of Fashion Technology Delhi. NIFT Delhi, they have designed this new flag. Now there is a stamp also that was released of 10 rupees to commemorate 75 years of the establishment of the Supreme Court of India, and there is a 75 rupees coin also, which is made up of pure silver, and it weighs around 40 grams and diameter is 44 millimeter. That was launched recently by Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi. Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, there are 34 judges in the Supreme Court and 33 are normal judges. 34th you can say is the Chief Justice of India. Including him there are 34. Now recently there is a judge, N. Koteshwar Singh. N. Koteshwar Singh, he is the first ever person to become a Supreme Court judge from Manipur. N. Koteshwar Singh is from Manipur. Also R. Mahadevan also became a judge recently. So these two people became the judge of Supreme Court, but more importantly N. Koteshwar Singh, he is currently the Chief Justice of the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court. Moving on. So this was the sentence that I told you, Yato Dharmastato Jay. What is the name of the world's first artificial intelligence powered health monitoring app that has been launched by Bisam Pharmaceuticals, which is a company based in Hyderabad? It is called Quick Vitals. Vitals are like, for example, your blood pressure, sugar, your pulse, all these things, vital health data. So essentially we take blood pressure, we take pulse and your heart rate, and all these are vitals. So Quick Vitals, it offers a groundbreaking way to monitor, check and map vital health data through your smartphone or tablet, and it is the world's first AI powered health monitoring app. It is ISO certified, it is approved by the Central Drug Standard Control Authority of India, right? It is developed by Bisam Pharmaceutical, and this is a company that is owned by Mr. Harish Bisam. Mr. Harish Bisam. So it will give you what parameters? It will tell you your heart rate, oxygen saturation, pulse, your stress level, blood pressure, your heart rate variability, all that. In fact, Bisam Pharma is also announcing something known as Doctors Plus. Doctors Plus is another health solution that they are launching very soon. According to the recent report called The Religious Composition of the World's Migrants, in 2020, India has emerged as top country, both for Hindu immigrants and immigrants. So which of the following organization has published this report? This report has recently been published by Pew Research Center. Pew Research Center. You can see globally, Christians are the largest migrant group, 47%. Second is Muslims, 29%. And 13% are those people who don't have any religious affiliation. Hindus are 5%. Hindus are 5%. Now, more than 280 million or 28 crore people in the world, that is 3.6% of the world's population, they were living as international migrants. Now, Pew Research Center is an American think tank which is based in Washington, D.C. So you can see Hindus are now among, among top 4. Hindus are now among top 4. India has emerged as a top country for both immigrants and immigrants. Now, 76 lakh Hindus who were born in India are now living abroad. 7.6 million or 76 lakh Hindus born in India are living abroad. And about 3 million or 30 lakh Hindus born in other countries, they are residing in India. So we have 30 lakh Hindus who were not born in India, but now they are living in India. So we are now among the top 4 source for the migrant groups. Christians are number 1, Muslims are number 2, religious unaffiliated people, they are number 3, and Hindus are number 4. And you can see Buddhists are at 5th position. Buddhists are at 5th position, right? So which are the countries, the block of countries where the population of migrants has increased significantly? It is the GCC countries, Gulf Cooperation Council countries, right? So they attract a lot of migrants. So for example, the migrant population in Gulf Cooperation Council countries has increased by 277% since 1990. Since 1990. Now, if you talk about India, then Christians, they constitute only 16% of Indian immigrants, but only 2% of India's population. So if you want some India specific data, so that I will give you, Christians, they constitute 16% of those people who are going out of India. 16% are Christian, but Christians are only 2% of India's population. Muslims represent 33% of Indian born migrants, but only 15% of India's population. India is the second largest source of Muslim migrants, with 6 million Muslims living majorly in UAE, Saudi Arabia and Oman. So India is the second largest source of Muslim migrants, right? And you can see Gulf Cooperation Council countries, 277% increase in the number of migrants since 1990. Since 1990. And migrants, they travel an average distance of 2200 miles. And Europe has the highest number of migrants at 86.8 million. 86.8 million. So these are some trends of Hindu migration, right? Again, don't go into too much detail. So Hindu migrants, as I said, form only a small share of all the international migrants, with 13 million Hindus living outside their country of birth as of 2020. This is significantly lower than their proportion of the global population, which is around 15%. And the reason might be because Hindus are limited to only a few countries like India, Nepal, for example. In bulk of the population in India and Nepal. So in fact, percentage wise, Nepal has more Hindus than India, percentage wise, right? Even Bangladesh has a lot of Hindus. The Asia Pacific region has the largest share of Hindu migrants, 44%, followed by the Middle East and North America. Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal has launched a new notary portal, which provides an online interface between notaries and government for various services. This portal is launched in association with which organization? Arjun Ram Meghwal is the Minister for Law and Justice, right? So National Informatics Center, which works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT, he has launched the notary portal. Who is a notary? Notary is a person who does basically the certification, the validation of documents, all this job he does, right? So that person is called notary. That person is called notary, who will certify your documents, who will validate your documents. The Minister of Law and Justice, he launched the notary portal, and this function was organized by the Department of Law and Justice, which works under the Ministry of Law and Justice. The notary portal provides an online interface between all the notaries and the government for various services, like for example the submission of applications for appointment as notaries, issuance and renewal of certificate of practice, change of the practice area, submission of annual returns. All these things notaries have to submit, so they will be able to do it on the notary portal. So the central notaries, they will not be required to submit application in physical mode. They will not have to visit any office. They can just do it online on the notary portal. So notary is a official who has the legal authority to say that these documents are correctly signed or they are correct, they are verified. That person is called a notary. So notary portal is launched by which ministry? The answer is very simple. The notary portal is launched by the Ministry of Law and Justice. And by the way, notaries are appointed by the Government of India under the Notaries Act of 1952. 1952. As per recent information, which of the following country will host the UNESCO General Assembly meeting in 2025? It's a very important question, one of the most important. So UNESCO General Assembly will take place in Uzbekistan. There is a city called Samarkand. That is where it will take place, UNESCO General Assembly. Now look, it is the first time that UNESCO General Assembly meeting is taking place outside France, outside France. Now in 1985, UNESCO General Assembly meeting happened in Bulgaria's capital Sofia in 1985. So since 1985 and now what? It is 2025. So you can see 40 years, after 40 years, that UNESCO General Assembly meeting is not taking place at the headquarters. It will take place in the city of Samarkand. When I say General Assembly, I mean their annual meeting. So General Assembly is an annual meeting. UNESCO's all the members, they meet, they discuss, they talk, all those things. And UNESCO is headquartered in Paris. Now here is where you need to be careful. If they ask you, where will be the UNESCO's World Heritage Committee meeting take place? I repeat, World Heritage Committee meeting will take place next year in 2025 in Bulgaria's capital, Sofia. Okay, this year, the 46th session of, so this will be, by the way, the 47th meeting of World Heritage Committee, that will be in 2025. This year, the 46th meeting happened in New Delhi, and this was the 46th meeting of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. In fact, it was hosted by India for the first time. And 26 new World Heritage sites were declared, out of which one was in India, which is the Sharadeo Moidam, which are the burial places for the Ahom kings in Assam. And who was the chairperson of the 46th World Heritage Committee meeting that happened in India? Vishal Sharma. He was the chairperson. And there is a country called Nauru. Nauru is a country in the Pacific Ocean. So it has ratified the World Heritage Convention and it has become the 196th member of the UNESCO World Heritage Convention. World Heritage Convention, right? And also India has contributed $1 million to the World Heritage Center to support the World Heritage, conservation of the World Heritage in different areas of the world. So moving on now. Union Minister of State for Defense has launched the newly built pollution control vessel for the Indian Coast Guard. Now what is the name of this vessel? And also tell me which shipyard has made this vessel. So the name is GSL Yard 1267. What is GSL? Goa Shipyard Limited. Goa Shipyard Limited. It has indigenous content of 72%, which means the raw material that is used in constructing this ship, 72% of the content is Indian. So 2500 crore has been spent on constructing this vessel, and it will protect India's coastline, safeguard against pollution and unwanted elements. It will protect India's marine environment. It will control the oil pollution, oil spills, for example. In fact, Goa Shipyard Limited launched another pollution control vessel recently called Samudra Pratap for the Indian Coast Guard. Samudra Pratap was launched last week by Goa Shipyard, and this week they have launched GSL Yard 1267. Now it may be possible that they rename it GSL Yard 1267. There is a high likelihood it will be renamed, right? And Goa Shipyard Limited was also in news because it has developed INS Triput, which is an advanced frigate. So this technology was given to them by Russia, and we have already purchased two ships from Russia directly, INS Tushil and INS Tamal. INS Tushil and INS Tamal. Which of the following department has hosted a national workshop on the right to repair in the mobile and electronic sector to create a consensus among the industry stakeholder on establishing a repairability index? Very nice question. What is right to repair? First of all, you should know that. See, when you buy a gadget, okay, and let's say um, uh, the gadget does not work. So what will you do? Will you buy a new gadget? No. You should have a right to repair. You should have a right to get it repaired. Is that clear? So there was a committee that was set up, right to repair committee, and that committee was headed by Nidhi Khare. You know, that committee was headed by Nidhi Khare. It was a very nice committee because this committee talked about, this committee said that there has to be a right to repair. It has to be made mandatory. Nidhi Khare committee was set up. By whom? By the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. By the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. So every gadget we should be able to get it repaired. Otherwise, we will have to buy a new one. And when we buy a new one, the electric waste will keep on increasing. E-waste will keep on increasing. That's what we don't want. So now we want a repairability index, right? And again, it is the Department of Consumer Affairs. Very easy question. Department of Consumer Affairs that works under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. So we want to have a repairability index for which gadgets? Well, we want to have it for example, mobile phones, electronic products to help the consumers make informed decision about purchasing them. It will help us to solve e-waste problem of India. For example, if you buy a gadget and you already know what are the things that can be repaired and what are the things that cannot be repaired, you can get to know that through the repairability index. So, it will prevent the need for customers to buy new products because of a lack of repair options or high repair cost. So that is how we can decrease the e-waste also, right? So right to repair is extremely important from exam point of view. Which of the following has become the 22nd Navratna company in India? 22nd Navratna company is Railtel Corporation of India Limited. It is the 22nd Navratna company, and this company is making good profit. 246 crore was the profit, 2622 crore was the revenue, and it works under the Ministry of Railways. 23rd was which one? So 23rd was Solar Energy Corporation of India, 24th was NHPC, and 25th is Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam. Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam. These are the four new Navratna companies. And Railtel, why was Railtel in news recently? Because Railtel company has got International Organization for Standardization Certificate 14001 2015 certification, which is a globally recognized standard for environmental management system. So it's a world-class company. It is a world-class company. In fact, you must have heard about the Kavach, which is an anti-train collision or train collision avoidance system. And Kavach is being implemented by Railtel. So Railtel Corporation of India signed a MOU with a company called Quadrant Future Tech, which is based in Mohali. Quadrant Future Tech, to explore and deliver the Kavach in India. Kavach in India. And who designed the Kavach system? It was designed by RDSO, Research Design and Standard Organization, which is based in Lucknow. Who among the following was awarded the Olympic Order in Gold by International Olympic Committee that is based in Lausanne in recognition of his support for Olympic Games Paris 2024? It is Emmanuel Macron, the President of France. He was awarded the Olympic Order in Gold. Now, this prestigious distinction was bestowed upon him because Paris organized great Olympics. There was no law and order situation. Everything was managed well. And Olympic Order Award was started in 1975. And there are three grades: gold, silver, and bronze. Gold, silver, and bronze. And Indira Gandhi was the first Indian to win this award. Second is Abhinav Bindra. Abhinav Bindra has also been awarded Olympic Order for his outstanding contribution to the Olympic movement. Outstanding contribution to the Olympic movement. And next Olympic Games will take place where? Next Olympic Games will take place in Los Angeles in 2028. Los Angeles is a city in America. Also, who is the chef de mission for the Paralympic Games that have ended recently? Satya Prakash Sangwan. He was the chef de mission. And For Summer Olympics in Paris, chef de mission for Indian team was Gagan Narang, but for para team it was Satyaprakash Sangwan. Which ministry has celebrated the 7th Rashtriya Poshan Maha Nutrition Month? So September is always the nutrition month, right? This is by the Ministry of Women and Child Development, and it will focus on themes like anemia, growth monitoring, complementary feeding, Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi, which means nutrition also, education also, technology for better governance, and Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, which means plant a tree in the name of your mother. So in 2018, PM Modi started Rashtriya Poshan Abhiyan to address the problem of malnutrition in pregnant women, nursing mothers, adolescent girls, and children who are up to the age of 6 years. And recently, Ministry of Women and Child Development, they have also launched a portal called SheBox, 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 Sexual Harassment Electronic Box Portal. Sexual Harassment Electronic Box Portal. Is that clear? Who among the following has been appointed as the Managing Director and CEO of Central Depository Services Limited, CDSL? CDSL. So who is it? It is Mr. Nehal Vora. The answer is option B. Central Depository Services Limited is promoted by the Bombay Stock Exchange. You can say it is owned by the Bombay Stock Exchange and some other companies also like Standard Chartered Bank, PPFAS Mutual Fund, HDFC Bank and LIC. It provides depository services, right? And it was founded in 1999. It is based in Mumbai. United Nations has released $100 million from Central Emergency Response Fund to tackle critical underfunding in humanitarian emergencies across how many countries in Africa, Caribbean, Asia, and the Middle East. This $100 million will be helping 10 countries. 10 countries, right? So $100 million they released for 7 countries in February 2024. So this is the second allocation for underfunded emergencies, right? So this fund will support operations in Yemen. Yemen is getting the maximum amount, $20 million. Ethiopia will get $15 million. Myanmar will get 12 million. Mali will get 11 million. Burkina Faso 10 million. Haiti will get 9 million. Cameroon, you can see, will get 7 million. Mozambique will get 7 million. So maximum amount has been approved for Yemen because it is suffering from hunger related stress. Hunger related stress. Also, El Nino has induced drought in countries like Burundi and Malawi. Who among the following has become the first ever Indian shooter to secure a medal in the pistol category? Pay attention to the word pistol, right? By the way, let me add just one small thing here. The Central Emergency Response Fund, it releases funding for underfunded emergencies twice a year. And it is managed by UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. So the combined funding will be $200 million for 2024. 100 million was released in February and 100 million has been released now. And when was this fund created? So this fund was created by the United Nations General Assembly in 2025 and it was launched in 2006. 2005 it was created and 2006 it was launched. Yeah. So pistol category I was talking about. Pistol category, it is of course Robina Francis. Robina Francis is a parachuter and she is the first ever woman to win a medal. In fact, first ever Indian woman to win a medal in the pistol category in the 10-meter air pistol SH1 event. She won the bronze medal. Right? She competed in the SH1 category. SH1 category is for those athletes who have upper or lower limb impairment, but they can hold the gun without any difficulty. So she is from Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. Which of the following institute has partnered with the Ministry of Panchayati Raj to conduct a 5-day residential management development program? 5-day residential management development program. So the answer is IIM Amritsar. Indian Institute of Management Amritsar has partnered with Ministry of Panchayati Raj and it is conducting a 5-day residential management development program. So this program will invite people from Panchayati Raj institutions from 10 states. And the idea is to give them skills, leadership, management, teach them all the right skills. And Ministry of Panchayati Raj is also collaborating with Indian Institute of Management Bodh Gaya, IIM Bodh Gaya, to enhance the leadership and management skills of the Panchayat representatives. And by the way, Ministry of Panchayati Raj started this management development program, or you can say leadership development program, in January 2024. January 2024. That was a video for 6th of September. I'll see you in the video of 7th of September. Thank you for watching Study IQ.